Lenawee Sports is in the land of the Royals tonight as the LCAA title is up for grabs. It's Onsted traveling to Blissfield for an old-fashioned doubleheader matchup as the Wildcats are one game away from taking the league title home. For Blissfield, win them both and the title stays in Royal Country. High School Varsity Baseball starts right now, only on LSN.
Davis bounced it off his head, and I don't think that was an accident.
We've got a tie atop the LCAA standings.
Count that baby in a foul.
The first time they've been there in 61 years. Morency is going to the President's Center.
And I think this is pretty much over.
Blissfield Royals, district champions.
Lenawee Sports and the Michigan High School Athletic Association proudly presents High School Varsity Baseball, where tonight the Onsted Wildcats are in a doubleheader matchup with their longtime foes, the Blissfield Royals, in this battle for the LCAA championship. And yes, it's all part of the season-long race to the state championship. Good evening, friends. I'm Jacob Sherman alongside Sean Kane. And yes, we do have a good one in store for us this evening, Jacob. It is Blissfield and Onsted, two bitter rivals in the LCAA, going at it for the LCAA title. It's certainly shaping up to be a good one. Jacob, what can you tell us about Onsted coming into this game? Well, Onsted's team has won 23 of their last 24 games, a remarkable record, hoping to continue that again tonight and make it 24 out of the last 25. 23 of your last 24 games have been wins. That's quite an impressive record, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, we're just playing good baseball, hitting the ball and playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. So, yeah, we've been playing some good ball.
Who do you think will be some of your key players tonight?
Well, you got to look to your seniors. I got 7 of them starting. So, top of the order, Tyree, HEIDBREDER, Lobestahl, Duke, Henry, Wagner, all those guys, Wyrick, are all going to be key contributors for us tonight. And, I expect them to step up just like they have been all year.
7 seniors. Do you think there will be an age factor tonight in the difference between this matchup?
These guys have been playing together for a long time, so they're experienced. They'll be ready. They're ready. They're excited, and this is going to be a fun day for us. So.
All right. Thank you, sir, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Sean? All right. Well, that was Onsted's coach. And now we're going to talk a little bit about Blissfield. They've been a little shaky lately, dropping their last 3, but they are certainly ready to come in here and try and take 2 from Onsted and hopefully get back in the race for this LCAA championship. I'm here with Coach Larry Tuttle of the Blissfield varsity baseball team. Coach, as the season comes to an end, you're hosting Onsted this time, trying to stay alive in the LCAA. What are your plans going into the game, your approach to the plate as well as defensively?
Same as it's been all season. We're going to play them one game at a time, one inning at a time, one pitch at a time. And we feel very prepared because of the non-league schedule we've played. We've played one non-league game that's been a Division 3 or 4 team. The rest of them have been all Division 1 and 2, and that's why our record is what it is.
Coach, you talk about being prepared. You have 10 seniors on this Blissfield roster. 7 of them are in your starting lineup tonight, including your starting pitcher, DAKOTAH NIETO. What can you touch on, not only NIETO, but your entire senior class and how happy or proud you are to have a lot of graduating seniors plus a lot of experience coming out on the field today?
Well, it's always good when you have a number of seniors in the program, simply because they've been in the program. They know what you want. They know what needs to be done. They know what's expected from us. We know what's expected from them. They certainly have no problems knowing what needs to be done on the field. It's just a matter of execution and playing defense.
All right, thank you, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you.
Again, that was Coach Larry Tuttle of Blissfield. Guys, don't go anywhere. We've got first pitch coming up right after this. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
The broadcast of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and the Lenawee Sports Network. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and the Lenawee Sports Network.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played. We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive, sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun, but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers, helping student athletes develop,
while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials can make their own time in high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports,
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game!
Welcome to Blissfield High School, beautiful Blissfield High School on this wonderful, gorgeous day in Lenawee County, Michigan for some LCAA baseball action. I'm Sean Kane alongside Jacob Trentman, and we're here in the LSN studios bringing you the final games, or soon-to-be final games of the regular season for the Blissfield Royals and the Onsted Wildcats. Playoff implications, championship implications, I should say, are on the line this evening as Blissfield is fighting for their lives to stay alive in the LCAA standings, where Onsted is sitting on top currently and just needs a win to pull it out. Again, we'd like to welcome you and thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Sean Kane. That's Jacob Trentman. Jacob, how you doing this afternoon?
It's a good, warm, windy, beautiful afternoon here.
The wind is definitely stirring. I will not deny that.
We may see the wind affecting the flight of the balls, the pitches, so on and so forth tonight.
We are just moments away from first pitch as both coaches ascend to home plate to meet with the umpires. Blissfield is led by head coach Larry Tuttle. Tuttle's had quite the resume here as the Blissfield Royal head coach. He hopes to capture the second in a row, but another of his multitude of LCAA championships here this evening.
You mentioned the second in a row. They are going for the back-to-back championships tonight. However, this time they are at a disadvantage.
You're right, and what you mean by that is Matt Randall's Onsted Wildcats have gone on a streak of monumental proportions. 23 out of 24 games the Wildcats have taken, and they have asserted themselves atop the LCAA. Technically they're 2 games ahead. They just need 1 game to finish out the season, 1 win, and they will look to get that here tonight in Blissfield. This is Onsted's last pairing, last doubleheader of the season. Blissfield, though, still has 1 more tomorrow due to rain delay. So we'll kind of explain to you the implications that are going into this game right now. If Onsted is to win one of the 2, they will be the unanimous LCAA champions. If Blissfield is to take both here this afternoon, they will then play tomorrow to be unanimous LCAA champions. And if they fail to take one tomorrow,
it will be a tie atop the LCAA between Blissfield and Onsted. So if you could keep up with that, you'll know that this is quite the important game for both these teams. So expect the very best from both the Royals and the Wildcats.
One could say it's one of the most important games of the seasons for both sides.
And now we'll get underway with the first pitch here this afternoon. DAKOTAH NIETO up on the mound for Blissfield to start off game 1 of the doubleheader. It'll be Josh Tyree facing him. And the first pitch is a high ball to Tyree. 4:02 p.m. first pitch here on a wonderful Wednesday afternoon.
The batter Tyree recently broke a record for being hit with the most pitches.
Well, there you go.
Hopefully not intentional.
I do recall a couple games ago that we broadcast, Tyree took about 3. It was in the Irish Hills Woodbat Classic. He took a couple in one game, and I believe another one in the championship, as he has now gotten ahead of NIETO 3-0. NIETO forces one over for strike 1 on Tyree, who did not have the green light there. Tyree, HEIDBREDER, IOTT, first 3 up for the Wildcats here in the first inning. There's a ground ball to the left side, past a diving Lucas Rogers and into left field. Tyree rounding first base hard, but he will hold up there. So the Wildcats have their first base runner of the game, comes in the form of Josh Tyree, the leadoff batter.
Tyree is going to Siena Heights University to play baseball after his high school career.
Quite the accomplishment for the senior from Onsted. And now that will bring up Dallas HEIDBREDER. HEIDBREDER's having quite the season himself, up there in batting categories along with teammate Scott Lobestall, as he lays down the sacrifice bunt and moves Tyree up into scoring position.
Smart play in order to sacrifice yourself in order to get a runner in scoring position on second.
Well, especially with the wind and the way it will bring in or play a factor in this game, you know, small ball might be the option for especially maybe the bottom of the order for both these teams, as that now brings up the number 3 hitter, Pat IOTT, who definitely is not a fan of small ball. He's more of the long ball guy. He's got multiple home runs this year. Number 13, he digs in on the right side of the plate, and that one swung on and blooped into center field. Coming in hard is Alex Zeller, and he's unable to make the catch. Tyree had to hold up at second in case it would be caught, so he can't advance. And thanks to a Zeller error in center field, the Wildcats have 2 on with 1 out. So NIETO digging himself into a jam here. He's got first and second with 1 out, and the number 4 hitter and Scott Lobestall in the up to the bat. that one in the dirt, but Lobestall goes around for strike 1. That one is swung on and popped up into right field. Coming over hard is Chase Lievens. Diving, he won't get there. Again, Tyree had to hold at second, so he's only going to be able to take 1 bag. And a couple of bloop hits for the Wildcats, and they find themselves in a very dangerous position here with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Shows the difference just a couple of errors can make by the Royals. 2 errors leading to the bases loaded.
Lobestall, IOTT, and Tyree all reaching for Onsted in the first, and now Landon Duke has a shot to bust this one wide open. He's first pitch swinging, pops it straight up at the second baseman, Kyle Spires. His infield fly will be called, and Duke will be out.
Bases loaded with 2 outs. As Isaac Henry comes up to bat.
So NIETO gets a big out there for sure. And now is just 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. You said Isaac Henry up to bat, the right fielder. Pickoff attempt at first base, and they're going to get Lobestall. Coach Tuttle digging into the playbook for that one. And Blissfield puts a lot on base, but they get out of it with a big pickoff play from NIETO. We're going to go to a break. Don't you guys go anywhere. Blissfield's first at bat coming up in the bottom of the first. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary. Only you can prevent wildfires.
All right, welcome back to Blissfield High School for this LCAA baseball matchup. Blissfield loaded the bases in the first inning, but a big pickoff play by NIETO to get Lobestall at first base. Got him leaning a little bit.
Yeah, Lobestall's big error really was just taking such a large lead off on first, and the Royals being able to capitalize on that and noticing how large his leadoff was. A great throw in by NIETO, able to get the pick off.
It was a perfectly timed play, too, by the Royals for the first baseman, BRAYDEN ZIMMERMAN, to duck back in just as NIETO was stepping off. A great time play, great team play, I should say, to get Lobestall at first and eliminate any potential threat that the Wildcats had in that first inning. And now Joe Jones will step in to lead off for Blissfield, the shortstop. On the mound for the Wildcats is Pat Iatt. First pitch from Iatt is swung on and fouled down the right field line and out of play. 1 strike. Jones, Fisher, Lievens, and potentially Rogers due up for the Blissfield Royals. Jones swinging on that one's going to get by the second baseman, Harrison Worker, and Jones is on base. 2 leadoff singles for both teams in the first innings.
Very similar hits by both teams. Just one was down the first baseline, the other down the third.
So that'll bring up Spencer Fisher. Spencer behind the plate for Blissfield this evening, number 14. Digs in from the right side as well as off-speed ball 1 from Iatt.
Another large leadoff. Possibly could see another pick at first base.
Iatt goes in with strike 1 this time as the umpire goes up with the right hand. There's a pickoff attempt, but I don't think it was one that had any plan of getting the runner. Just a quick brushing as Jones was in there easily.
Maybe trying to scare him back a little bit, get him to do less of a leadoff.
That one swung on and popped up in the infield. All 4 infielders minus the first baseman converging on it, and it's finally Iatt making the catch behind the pitcher's mound. That was almost a scary / interesting play as the third baseman and the shortstop, Josh Tyree and Dallas HEIDBREDER, almost collided with IOTT. Nonetheless, he'll make the catch for out 1.
Another leadoff by Jones at first.
Still not looking to steal as Jones as Chase Lievens takes strike 1. Lievens is one of 10 seniors on this Blissfield team. 7 of them are in the starting lineup this afternoon for Coach Tuttle's Royals.
10 seniors might have a large advantage to the 7 starting of the Wildcats. Seniors could lead to a large age disparity and maybe some maturity, giving them a better advantage.
We'll see how it plays out here. Both pretty mature teams when it comes down to it compared to other teams around the area, but obviously 1 or 2 seniors can make a big difference as this pitch is swung on and flied into center field. It's going to be short and fall in front of the center fielder, Garrett Hunt. And another similar bloop single that we saw twice out of the Wildcats. And that will put 2 on for Blissfield.
The Royals are hoping to show their maturity with the 3-game drought that they've been on, hoping to bounce back tonight. So they could possibly be champions for the 2nd year in a row.
First and second now for the Blissfield Royals. They wear the white with the purple striping and the white pants as well, while the Wildcats are wearing the purple and the white pants. That one again in center field is going to fall in front of Hunt. All runners had to hold up once again as it was a bloopish kind of hit, just kind of bled out there. So we will go to the bases loaded with 1 out. And I'm getting a sense of deja vu here because I'm pretty sure we just saw this in the top half of the inning.
You're right, bases loaded again. That's the first inning with 2 times the bases have been loaded. Each team has loaded the bases.
And you know, it's not just the bases loaded. It's the fact that both of those hits to get the bases loaded were bloops, and they weren't hit very hard. We haven't really seen a hard hit ball minus the Tyree single in the first inning, as that one is in the dirt for ball 1. So Lucas Rogers with that bloop single, and now that'll bring up Devin SLUSHER. SLUSHER, the left fielder, here this afternoon. SLUSHER is one of the odd men out in this lineup. He's a sophomore rather than the senior. The 7 of them as he squares the bunt but pulls back. It'll go as ball 2 to SLUSHER. Interesting to see if SLUSHER's actually looking to bunt here, if it's just a ploy to try and get IOTT to throw him a strike before he actually has a go at it. Did not see Joe Jones really taking off as he fouls this one out of play, excuse me.
Two and one the count.
1 out. Again, we mentioned we were in this situation before. A pop out and a pickoff play got Blissfield out of it in the first inning. We'll see how Onsted handles it here as there's strike 2 on the lower inside corner to SLUSHER. That pitch just outside. Very close, but the umpire hesitant to ring up SLUSHER just yet. So IOTT will have another go at it with number 12 for the Royals.
Full count now.
Swung on and driven towards the third baseman. Tyree makes the play home and the relay to first base, and it's going to be a double play.
Double play to save them from the bases loaded situation, able to get both outs and not have to worry about the situation.
So once again, they load the bases, but the team in the field this time, the Onsted Wildcats, get out of it. We'll be back with the top of the second You're watching high school varsity baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
And welcome back, Blissfield High School here for the Onsted Wildcats and the Blissfield Royals LCAA matchup. Second time these two teams have met this season. And it's Onsted, who right now sits atop the LCAA standings by 2 games. And it's going to be up to Blissfield to sweep the Wildcats on their home turf here tonight in order to stay alive in the LCAA standings. You know, in case you were keeping track along with us at home on your scorebook, that last play by Tyree and the Wildcats is going to go down as a 5-2-3 double play. That's not something you don't hear very often, but it was definitely executed very well by the visiting Wildcats. So now we'll go to the top of the second as it is number 6, Isaac Henry, stepping back in again as he was up when Lobestall got picked off of first base in the first.
1-1 the count.
That one is swung on and driven into left field. Getting under it, though, is Devin Slusher, and he's going to make the catch out there in left, battling the wind for out number 1.
You could see the wind take effect on that ball. It looked like it was going much further before the wind was able to get a hold of it.
Sun starts to peek out from behind the clouds now here at Blissfield Stadium. As there's strike 1 at the knees of Chase Wagner. Looking out at that American flag by the scoreboard for the Royals. Looks like it's blowing a little out, but a little bit right to left. As this one is driven, and a hopping HEIDBREDER can't get to it. It's going to bounce into the outfield. And I'd assume that's going to be recorded as a hit and not an error on Dallas HEIDBREDER. Or excuse me, not HEIDBREDER, that was Joe Jones. I got my rosters mixed up here. Chase Wagner, though, will be credited with the hit on that one.
First strike comes in.
First pitch from NIETO to Jarrett Wyrick is a strike. Wyrick in left field today for the Wildcats.
Gets him swinging again for the second strike.
Wagner leading off first. Decent lead, not too healthy out there. Probably not looking to steal as Wyrick takes ball number 1. Again, swung on and missed, and he will go down on strikes. So Wyrick gets caught swinging for out number 2. That's NIETO's first strikeout. And that'll bring up the 9th batter in the order, Garrett Hunt, playing center field here tonight. Pickoff attempt on Wagner is unsuccessful as Wagner's in without a slide.
Swing and a miss.
Now you're looking at, we mentioned the wind, you're looking at it. It isn't so much gusty, it's just more of a consistent blowing across the field. I mean, we're looking at, there's 2 flags now that we can see that are being affected by it, and it's not, you know, you talk about a flag that might go down and then back up. It's just straight wind going across these flags, and that's got to be difficult on the outfielders.
You said it having a large effect on the ball, and any flies that might go up, changing its direction all over the place might have a huge impact on the outfielders.
Hunt driving one to the left side of the infield. It's going to be knocked down by the shortstop, Joe Jones. He'll throw to second, but they're going to say that Wyrick was in there safely. So I don't think, once again, an infield single for the Wildcats as Hunt is aboard with 2 outs. And we've got first and second for Onsted and the leadoff hitter, number 2, Josh Tyree. He will look at strike 1. Tyree, of course, singled past the third baseman his first time up. He eventually would be stranded at third.
Hoping to get another big hit this time in order to bring some men home.
There's a swing, and that one's into left field. Wyrick rounding third. He's going to be held up, and Tyree is aboard with a single, and once again we have the bases loaded.
For the third time this game. Incredible.
Third time this game. We're only in the top of the second inning.
In 3 half innings, we've had the bases loaded 3 times, but however, this time is the first time with 2 outs already recorded.
So Tyree aboard with his second single of the game, and that'll bring up Dallas HEIDBREDER, who last time took one for the team and laid down a bunt. He's swinging first pitch for strike 1. So NIETO in some trouble again. That one high. Infield back with 2 outs. It's just a forced play at the easiest base. The first baseman, Zimmerman, shaded way back by the grass. That one swung on and chopped to the third baseman. He's going to make the throw across the plate, and they're going to say he's safe. They're going to say HEIDBREDER beat it out on the long throw from Lucas Rogers down at third base. That was close. I don't know about that one from my first vantage point at it. Jacob, I don't know about that one.
What could have made it easily confirmed is if Rogers had not taken his time. You could tell he was looking at home or third, thinking if he should run it just to third, but he decided in the end to throw it over the first, and that's what might have cost him and his team this run.
Yeah, he did hesitate. I think he was thinking about taking the force out at third, but then realized he was not going to beat Hunt to the bag. So Wyrick scores from third on the infield single by HEIDBREDER. We have our first run of the game. Onsted pushes one across here in the top of the second.
As we keep the bases loaded also.
Now it's Pat Iott up, and he's dangerous with the bases loaded for sure as he calls time before NIETO can get his pitch off. He looks at that one upstairs and leaves it for ball number 2. Or excuse me, ball number 1. Little scoreboard difficulty, so we're waiting on the ball and strike count. We'll get that to you as soon as we know it. Iott steps back in and is ready to go here. It was ball 3, so it's now ball 4. He's going to take his base, and NIETO walks in the second run of the game.
And again, the bases stay loaded. They have to get rid of this threat sooner rather than later if they want to be able to handle it.
So Hunt scores from third on the bases loaded walk from NIETO. All runners advance.
The designated runner coming in for Onsted.
So now here's Scott Lobestall. First pitch from him is outside. And it doesn't get easier now. It's Lobestall, then Landon Duke up to bat for the Wildcats. And those are both two very good hitters from the right side of the plate. Lobestall takes a look at that one at the letters for strike one.
As we were talking to both coaches pregame, they were both expecting a low-scoring game. But as we've seen, the bases have been loaded 3 times, if you do not count the follow-ups in each inning so far.
That one high from NIETO, so it's now 2-1 the count. Zimmerman at first, Spires at second base, Jones at shortstop, and Lucas Rogers at third for the infield of this Royals team, which has been tested already here today as Lobestall drives one to right field, but it'll be Lievens there to make the catch on the line drive. Onsted loads the bases again here in the second, but this time they push 2 across. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Blissfield's at bat. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing. I watch golf with him.
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
May I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
All right, welcome back, fans. Blissfield High School, I'm Sean Kane alongside Jacob Trentman. You're watching LSN. You're home for Lenawee Sports. 3 times already through 2.5 innings, we'll say, the bases have been, or 1.5 innings, I guess, right? 1.5 innings, the bases have been loaded 3 times already for in this game for these teams, and we're seeing not a lot of hard hit balls, but the ones that aren't hard hit are finding the holes. The ones that are hit pretty hard are not. It's very interesting. And, you know, we talked about the wind having to play a factor, that it is gusting heavily from right to left out there, but I think it's just getting the bat on the ball, and that it shows just how important that is, just getting the bat on the ball and not striking out, just putting it in play, and good things will happen.
It's looking like it might be a high-scoring game with the bases already loaded 3 times in just 1.5 innings, like you said.
Well, I'm sure what Coach Tuttle, I should say, is telling his team down there is, hey, we can get them loaded all we want. If we can't push them across when they're loaded, it ain't going to do us any good. There's a swinging strike one from number 22, Dakota NIETO. He'll lead off the inning for the Royals, followed by Brayden Zimmerman and Kyle Spires.
Swinging again is NIETO.
0-2 now the count. We'll see what IOTT goes with here. Curveball got NIETO the first time. Another curveball, but he pounces this one into left field. It's going to go down the line. Coming across to pick it up is Wyrick, and he will get there in time to hold NIETO at first base for a leadoff single.
Great hit down the third base line. He's able to find the gap.
Very good job from NIETO to adjust his body there after 2 curveballs he couldn't connect on. Sit back a little, wait on it, and drive that one into left field. Can't ask for a much better at bat than that. He'll be replaced by number 20, Jason Clauda, to pinch run. Now up to bat number 15, Brayden Zimmerman, as he takes strike one. That one high from IOTT.
Count moved to 1-1. 0 outs.
Swinging is number 15, Brayden Zimmerman, at a high fastball. That makes it 1-2, and now a pitcher's count for IOTT here. Another swinging, but it's fouled off as it was Claudia taking off for second base on the pitch. Coach Tuttle's down there looking at him like that's not what he was supposed to do. So a little confusion on the signs there. Nonetheless, we'll do it all over again as Zimmerman steps back in. 1-2 still to count.
Onsted hoping to hold on to this lead in order to become the champions.
The champions, you say, of the LCAA, Lenawee County Athletic Association. Something they have never won. As that one's grounded back up the middle, a chance for a double play. The relay, they're going to get him. Great play there by Joe Jones, and then Kyle Spires on the relay to get both of them out. So just like that, the threat's eliminated, and we have 2 outs and nobody on. For number 2, Kyle Spires, Dallas HEIDBREDER and Harrison Worker on the turn there. Kyle Spires now stepping in. He was going to swing and miss at the first one there. Spires taking his time, playing with his batting gloves. He's ready to go now. He looks at ball 1. Outside, says the umpire.
One and two the count.
That one in the dirt. From IOTT, it'll push the count to 2-2.
2-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. And he gets him swinging for the third strike.
And that'll do it for the second inning. Onsted gets out of another pickle with a big double play from HEIDBREDER and Worker, and we'll head to the top of the third. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
The inherent right to work is one of the elemental privileges of a free people. Endowed, as our nation is, with abundant physical resources, and inspired as it should be to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all, we approach reemployment with the real hope of finding a better answer than we have now.
Donate to Goodwill, where your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community.
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Alrighty, welcome back once again. We're here in the top of the third inning from Blissfield High School for LCAA Boys Varsity Baseball between the Royals and the Onsted Wildcats. LCAA title implications on the line here this evening, and we're glad to be bringing it to you. I'm Sean Kane alongside Jacob Trentman for LSN.
Here we are at the top of the third with Onsted leading by 2 runs. And they are up to bat.
Up to bat for the Wildcats will be Landon Duke, number 7. Still on the mound for the Royals is NIETO.
Holding his swing again. Back is Duke.
one in the dirt as well, so the count will extend to 3-1. Onsted's had their leadoff guy on in every inning so far here in this game. And they'll have him here again in the top of the third as Duke draws the 5-pitch walk. And that'll make way for Isaac Henry.
Now batting for the Wildcats, number 6, Isaac Henry.
Henry flied out to the left fielder his first time up. That was back in the last inning, in the second inning. This one is back to the pitcher. Chance for a double play. The relay from Spires, and they're going to get him there too.
With the third double play of this game.
Anything you can do, I can do better, Blissfield says, as they turn a twister of their own.
Now batting, number 5, Chase Wagner.
We've had 3 times the bases have been loaded in 3 double plays this game. It's sure turning out to be one interesting game.
That one goes down as a 1-4-3 double play. And now we've got 2 outs for Chase Wagner as out comes Spencer Fisher to have a chat with his pitcher, DAKOTAH NIETO. Wagner swinging and missing on that one. He's singled his first time up. Had a line drive up the middle, and play was unable to be made by Joe Jones. As he's swinging again on that one for strike 3. So a quick inning for NIETO, and the Blissfield Royals head to the bottom of the third. We'll be right back. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe. 14 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. Well, this year she celebrated her 50th wedding anniversary.
Is that why you've taken off your jeans?
No, I've taken off my jeans to prove the link between jeans and the fight against breast cancer.
Oh, that's interesting. Do I have to take off my jeans?
No, nobody has to take off their jeans, Mom, but everybody has to go to denimday.com right now. I'll explain everything. Dress code optional.
Apparently. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Learn more at denimday.com.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
And we're back here from Blissfield High School. I'm Sean Kane alongside Jacob Trentman. And we definitely have a good one on our hands, or at least it's shaping up to be 2-0. Onsted leading the Royals in a do-or-die game for this Blissfield ball club. If they fall in this one, the Onsted Wildcats will be named the LCAA outright champions.
Now batting, number 19, SEDRICK GONZALEZ.
But you can bet your bottom dollar that Coach Larry Tuttle and his Royals are prepared to have a say before this one's all said and done. We're going to see SEDRICK GONZALEZ stepping in, the DH, here this evening. Alex Zeller is the center fielder. He's the one that is being DH'd for those of you wondering back at home, as he gets hit by a pitch on the left side, and will do the jig as he makes his way to first base, trying to get some feeling back in his arm. Looks like it got him on the upper elbow, lower bicep, and he's feeling that one. They're going to send out number 4, Alex Zeller, to pinch run for him.
Maybe hopefully to get that arm checked out too. Make sure there's no serious injury there. As Joe Jones steps up to bat.
That first one from IOTT is high. That one up as well. If you'll remember, back in the first inning, Joe Jones singled past the second baseman to lead off the game for the Royals. That pitch is up in the zone again from IOTT.
2-0 the count as he gets ready for the pitch. Strike called for 2-1.
Pickoff attempt has Cedric Gonzalez, Let me correct that one more time. Alex Zeller diving back in to first as Zeller takes off now on the pitch. Ball 4 though, so it won't matter as Jones takes his base.
Zeller with the attempted steal before you notice that his player has been walked.
And that'll bring up Spencer Fisher, the catcher. He's first pitch swinging into center field. Coming over is Garrett Hunt. He's going to make the catch and retreating to second base is Zeller before the throw can get there. So nice play in center by Hunt on a line drive has Fisher out, and that'll be the first one down for the Royals here in the third. Chase Lievens now up to bat, number 10. The right fielder bats from the right side.
Hoping to bring one of the men in scoring position home so that way they can bring this comeback.
Step over attempt from IOTT. Doesn't do much damage as all runners cruise back in safely. There's ball 1 from IOTT. Lievens, too, singled his first time up in the left center field. He had a slight blooper that fell in front of the center fielder, Hunt. He's swinging on this one. That one's driven foul.
Just
down
foul.
the third base line.
Got a bit unlucky there as it was just a few inches foul.
Definitely a good rip there from Mr. Lievens, as I guess we've run out of balls now. So we will be in search of a few of those, and we'll get a quick break. Just an absolutely gorgeous day here in southeastern Michigan. Sun shining, birds chirping, and ball players playing the beautiful game of baseball. Can't ask for much more than that. There's a blooping single into right field. This could score a run. Rounding first is Zeller. He's going to be in without a throw, and a stand-up double for Chase Lievens has Blissfield on the board.
Even with 2 runners in scoring position, 1 on second and third. A great double. Also with the RBI.
Next up for the Royals, Lucas Rogers.
So that'll bring up Lucas Rogers, the third baseman. Rogers, too, singled in the first inning. That was the bases loading inning for the Royals. There's a squeeze play. Here's a chance, and he's going to be in there safely at home. And here comes the next runner. He's going to get him in 2. 2-run score on the safety, or excuse me, the suicide squeeze.
What a play by the Royals. As they take the lead.
Coach Tuttle digging deep in the playbook once again for that one. Fantastic execution by Lucas Rogers.
A great suicide bunt.
So 2-run score, and just like that, the Royals have surged into the lead 3-2. And now Devin Slusher will bat with 2 outs and the base is empty, hoping to keep the inning alive. He takes strike 1. That was quite the play from Blissfield.
Quite the series of plays as they were able to take the lead.
Right, and to think about it, as Slusher takes that one and will make his way down to first. That's the second hit batter by, or no, they're going to bring him back. We're going to have a talk between the umpires here. There's Slusher is on first base.
Maybe they're thinking of warning the teams because this is, again, the second hit.
It looks like they're going to bring Slusher back and say that he leaned into it. So now Tuttle will give his 2 cents to the umpire behind the plate. The fans will also give their 2 cents. And to no prevail, as it'll be Slusher back in there again. So Slusher, who was hit by the pitch, will have to bat again as they're going to call it off. And now we've got some talk from Randall, the Onsted coach. And I guess that's going to get resolved now. All right, so now the extremities are over. We're going to get back to baseball. The pitch from IOTT. Swung on and missed by Slusher for strike 3. So going from first base to walking back to the dugout is Slusher after the strikeout. And that will do it for the Royals in the third, not before they get 3 runs and take the lead over the Wildcats. We're going to go to a break. We'll be right back. Don't you guys go anywhere. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
This new mom is struggling to get the skates just right. Now she's holding on for dear life.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Before we get underway, we're proud to say that this Lenawee Sports Network provides local sports coverage that airs on LASD TV, overseen by our instructors and operated by our students. LSN offers live sports broadcast experience to all high school students within the Lenawee Intermediate School District. If you would like to join the team, please email us at lasdtv@lasd.us.
All right, we're back here in the top of the 4th inning, and it's going to be Jarrett Wyrick leading it off for the Onsted Wildcats. Wyrick, Hunt, and then Tyree at the top of the order for Onsted coming up. NIETO back out there for the Royals. Royals took the lead in the top of the 3rd, scoring all 3 of their runs in the last inning on a risky suicide squeeze, which scored 2.
You've got Onsted hoping to take back their lead in this inning.
That one just a tad outside despite the frame by Spencer Fisher. Wyrick takes one high and now extends the count to 3-1. Wyrick struck out swinging his last time up. It was the first strikeout for NIETO. NIETO has 2 swinging Ks so far through 3 innings here today. There's strike 2 as NIETO gets that one across with 3 balls on him.
Full count now.
And now the payoff pitch from NIETO. And it's going to be outside for ball 4, so Wyrick will take his base. And now for the 4th time in 4 innings, the Wildcats have their leadoff man on. Garrett Hunt steps in now. Hunt squares the bunt. It's going to go down the third baseline. Scooped up there by Rogers. He'll make a nice hard throw to the first baseman, Brayden Zimmerman, and they will get Hunt by a step and a half. The sack bunt does its job, though, as Wyrick advances to second base.
And they move their runner into scoring position.
Duck on the pond now for the top of the order, Josh Tyree. He's got 2 singles already in this game, wants to extend the lead, hopefully with another one of his own. He takes a look at the first pitch for strike number 1. NIETO throws that one high. NIETO still growing strong here. Hasn't shown much signs of fatigue. Loaded the bases in the first 2 innings, but since then has been very calm and very good. That, of course, in part to a nice double play turned in the 3rd by himself, as well as some of his defensive help.
1-2 the count, able to get him swinging on the last pitch.
Tyree not known for striking out too much as he steps out and wants to think about it a little longer. Back in now and ready to go. That one in the dirt, but swinging strike 3 as they get Tyree on strikes. Strikeout number 3 for NIETO, and now there's 2 outs. And up to Dallas HEIDBREDER to see if he can push the run across. HEIDBREDER swinging on the first pitch that was in the dirt for strike 1. We see a lot of first pitch swings out of this Onsted team so far today. They want to jump on NIETO quick. And there's another one, strike 2, as HEIDBREDER likes to chase those that drop off the table. I can't blame him. Back in the day, I did too.
2 strikes and 2 outs in this inning. Half inning, rather, excuse me.
That one is swung on and driven back up to the shortstop. He'll make the toss across the diamond for out number 3. Good play there by Joe Jones to get the Royals out of it. Onsted gets a man on base, but they can't get him across. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. The Royals at bat coming up. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community. which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
And welcome back. LSN bringing you LCAA baseball. I'm Sean Kane. That's Jacob Trentman. And we're here at Blissfield High School for the final weekend of high school varsity baseball in Lenawee County. This one is between the Blissfield Royals and the Onsted Wildcats. Blissfield leading it 3-2, and they're coming up now in the bottom of the 4th with a chance to extend the lead, and it's going to be DAKOTAH NIETO with a chance to help his cause here, leading it off for the Royals. NIETO watches ball 1 from Pat Iott, who makes his way back out to the mound for inning number 4. That one is swung on and driven back up the middle past the diving HEIDBREDER. And the Royals, just like the Wildcats, have put another man on to lead off an inning.
Now coming to the plate for Blissfield, number 15, BRAYDEN ZIMMERMAN.
So NIETO has his second single of the day, and that'll bring up BRAYDEN ZIMMERMAN. Zimmerman was the victim of a 6-4-3 double play his first time up. He swings first pitch and pops it up. HEIDBREDER will be underneath it. He'll make the catch behind second base, and NIETO will hold it first. So 1 pitch and 1 out for Iott there on Zimmerman, and we'll move on to Kyle Spires for the Royals. Spires went down swinging his first time up. Throw back on NIETO, and they're going to say he's in there safely. As Onsted trying a little pickoff magic of their own.
High again, the pitch.
Spires takes ball 2 as Clouda gets a small lead off of first. Doesn't look like he's ready to go. Spires will step out and readjust his batting gloves. Now he's ready to go. Clouda inches off first again. Third baseman Josh Tyree on the infield grass in case of a bunt. Spires not showing signs, though, as he takes ball number 3 low. We talked about the small ball game, Jacob, earlier, and the wind and how it's going to affect the play. And right now, small ball's got the Royals in the lead with a suicide squeeze that ended up scoring 2 runs as there's strike 1 to Spires.
You're right, the wind having a large effect on this game with the balls going out, and it's blowing back just a tad, so it's causing it to stay further into the infield rather than it going out to the outfield.
Spires takes strike 2. You're right, it is definitely blowing in. We have come to that conclusion by the way our papers fly when it starts to blow, but definitely has had an effect on these balls. As if you've been with us, you've seen some bloopers. This one, slow roller back up the middle. Nice play there by number 1 Worker, Harrison Worker, for out number 2 on Spires. And that'll bring up SEDRICK Gonzalez, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. And back to what we were saying, we've seen a couple earlier in the game, especially of just kind of soft liners that found their way into the outfield grass because they died in front of the center fielder or right fielder. Just didn't have enough steam to get out there battling that wind. First pitch swinging is Gonzalez, and he'll tip that one back towards the Blissfield bench. Ooh, that one up and tight on Gonzalez as he ducks out of the way. He'll collect himself on the foul grass there and get ready to step back in. He doesn't seem too happy about that one. It comes set. Here's the 1-1. In the dirt. Throwback. They've got a chance at him. Oh, they're going to say he's safe. They're going to say he stayed on the bag after the second tag. That was Claudia getting caught up on the way back in. HEIDBREDER trying to state his case with the infield umpire, but to no prevail, and Claudia will stay on second, running for NIETO. 2-1 the count on SEDRICK Gonzalez. That one low 2 for ball number 3. Again, we said Gonzalez was hit by a pitch his first time up. Took one on the elbow.
He almost got hit again recently, a few pitches ago.
That one catches the corner as Gonzalez made his way to first base. He'll be called back by the home plate umpire. Three and two outs, so we may see the runners in motion as the wind gets to Gonzalez, and he'll take a step out and fix his eye. That one high, so Gonzalez will take ball 4.
Blissfield with a running and scoring position again, and now a man on first.
Out comes number 4, Alex Zeller, to run for Gonzalez. So that'll bring up Joe Jones in the top of the order for the Blissfield Royals with men on first and second. Two outs, so Jones will have to put this one in the outfield if he wants to give Claudia on second a chance to score. Claudia taking a generous lead out there at second base. Wants to get a good jump on something hit into the outfield. Of course, he's pinch running for NIETO, the pitcher. So some speed out there on second. There's a curveball that goes low for ball number 1. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit again. Swinging. Strike 2, and the throwdown is not in time on Claudia.
He's back with plenty of time through his base.
That one a little high as Jones takes ball number 2 in the count. Now 2-2.
One more out, and the Wildcats can rescue this.
Contact is made. It's driven out to center field, though, but there's going to be Garrett Hunt there to make the catch in shallow right center on the line drive. So this time the Blissfield Royals threaten but can't score, and we'll head to the top of the 5th with the score being 3-2. Royals on top. We'll be right back. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing,
changed all that. Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
And welcome back once again. We're here in the top of the 5th inning. We're just over halfway through this ball game. It's Blissfield still on top, 3-2. As they are fighting to stay alive in the LCAA regular season championship race. Onsted has their own fate in their hands, as they just need a win in one of the games here this afternoon to become the first Wildcat team to win a conference championship. Pat Iyett will lead it off for the Wildcats as he takes ball number 1. NIETO still out there for the Royals.
As I watch another ball go by. Count 2-0 now.
There's strike 1 from NIETO. 2-1 the count now. Swung on and driven into center field. Going back is Zeller. He was going to get under it and make the catch in deep right center.
The wind having a huge effect there, you can see on the ball.
I got a good piece of it, but Zeller had a good read on it, tracking back to his left to make the catch for out number 1 here in the 5th.
Great read by Zeller out in center to be able to see what the wind was going to do to that ball.
That'll bring up Scott Lobestall as he takes high, ball 1. This is a big outfield for sure here at Blissfield's home stadium. 320 to right, 320 to left, and then 360 out to dead center as Lobestall pops that one up in foul territory. It'll be back and out of play.
One and 2 the count as he swings.
There's a ball outside. Still 3-2. Blissfield leading it. In case you missed it on that ball 3. It was a very nice suicide squeeze by Lucas Rogers to get 2 runs across by some heads-up base running from Joe Jones and Chase Lievens as Lobestall grounds that one back up the middle, unable to get it on the short hop is Joe Jones, so Lobestall's aboard with 1 out.
Unlucky with the bounce there was Jones.
So Lobestall's aboard. Landon Duke up to bat now for the Wildcats. See if we can move him over. We'll see if Coach Randall decides to go with the small ball tactic. He's going to let Duke swing on the first one, and 3/4 cut from Duke goes down to strike 1.
watched it go by for ball one.
There's strike one on the outside, or excuse me, strike two on the outside corner. As NIETO works with a runner on base. He's from the stretch position. That's Lobestall leading off first there. Quick pitch from NIETO gets Duke looking for strike number 3. 2 outs now. That's NIETO's first strikeout looking at the game. He's got 4 total. And we'll see what Isaac Henry can do at the plate with the man on first still in 2 outs. That one swung on, grounded to the third baseman. He'll flip it over to second for out number 3. The force on Lobestall gets the Royals out of the inning. So the Wildcats get a man on, but can't do much more than that. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Go for a mouthful, go for the fun.
Go for cake.
Cake for everyone. Just one stack is what it takes. And it's go for cakes. Open wide, stuff your face. There's always room for more Gopher cakes. Empty the box, then reload. Eat those Gopher cakes till you explode.
Exercised lately?
Till you explode.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
And welcome back. Quick break for you, but we're going to get back to the action right away. We're at Blissfield High School for the final play dates of the LCAA regular season. Lenawee County teams gearing up for the playoffs, their district championships and tournaments coming up soon. It's been quite the season. We've seen dominant performances from people all over the county. You got to throw the names Ben Scooter into that list. You got to talk about, NIETO. You got to talk about IOTT for Onsted and Lobestall and HEIDBREDER, among others, for that Wildcat team. And then you got to look at some of your better Royals and LIEVENS and Rogers. Just a lot of quality talent in this county in between the foul lines. IOTT, as mentioned as earlier, is back out there again, trailing 3-2. He's going to try and close the door on the Royals one last time, hopefully, and hope his team can get him a win in the top half of the 6th.
Spencer Fisher up to bat for the Royals.
You would think IOTT here is pushing his pitch limit if he has one. He has been out there and has definitely thrown a lot of pitches as that one singled into left field. Rounding first is Spencer Fisher, but he's going to hold up there. Good line drive single to lead off the inning for Fisher and the Royals. And we'll see what Coach Tuttle wants to do with his 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming to the plate.
Grant Shispansky, is the pinch runner for Spencer Fisher.
So Shispansky leaves off of first. It's going to square to bunt. Lievens does. He gets it down back to the pitcher. No play at second, so they'll just take the force out at first, and Lievens gets the job done with the sacrifice bunt.
He's able to move a man on to scoring position.
Next up for the Royals, the cleanup hitter, number 4, Lucas Rogers.
There's strike one to Rogers.
1 out with the 0-1 count.
That one gets away from Lobestall, and sliding in safely to third on the pass ball is going to be Szymanski. So now man on third and 1 out for Rogers. He's going to square the bunt. They're going to try it again, perhaps. No, it's just going to be a fake as Lobestall loses that one in between his legs. So, good chance here for the Royals. The situation last time, it was the suicide squeeze that did the job for Blissfield. We'll see what happens here again, as it looks like he's going to square around once again. They're going to do a pickoff play on Szymanski, but to no avail.
They're in close for the bunt, the infield. Expecting it to come.
And here we go. There goes the third base runner, Szymanski. He's going to get it in. And once again, Mr. Rogers gets the job done on a suicide squeeze. And just like that, Blissfield's up 4-2.
Blissfield double their lead now. Hoping to go for more this inning, with 2 outs.
Lucas Rogers has 3 RBIs in this game and hasn't done more than lay 2 bunts down. So that'll make way for Devin Slusher with 2 outs and the base is empty. He swings and flies this one into right center. Coming over is Chase Lievens, is Isaac Henry, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. All right, we're going to head to the top of the 6th, and we're going to take a break as well. So don't you guys go anywhere. We've got 2 innings of baseball left, and they're going to be good. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Welcome back. Blissfield added 1 in the bottom of the 5th, So now it sits 4-2, the Royals leading. And Onsted's got some work to do if they want to close out the LCAA here in this game. Certainly capable of it. No one's putting it past them, and I'm sure Coach Tuttle knows that as he sends NIETO back out to the mound for the Royals.
I'm sure Coach Tuttle is expecting a fight back from the Wildcats.
I certainly am myself, as I've experienced it firsthand, the Wildcats having some late offensive power.
Leading off for the Wildcats, number 5, Chase Wagner.
And it will be Chase Wagner to lead off. Here's strike 1. Wagner singled in the 2nd, Cade in the 3rd. And that's his day so far, 1 for 2. He ended up scoring in that 2nd inning as he swings and grounds this one straight back to NIETO with the flip over to first base for out number 1.
A slow roll right back up to NIETO for him to get the easy out at first.
So now it's Jarrett Wyrick, the left fielder. He takes a look at strike 1 at the knees. Wyrick has K'd and walked in his plate appearances so far. There's a swing and a drive into right field, ranging over is Lievens. He will call off Zeller and make the catch in shallow right center. And that'll be 2 now. You know, something I've been noticing, Jacob, is that other than the IOTT hit, everything has been in front of these outfielders, especially balls in the air. Nothing has really made them range backwards.
It could be the factor that we continue to talk about is this wind just pushing the balls back into the infield.
And that'll bring up Garrett Hunt now with 2 outs, looking to extend the inning as he watches strike number 2 at the belt. Hunt reached his first time up and then laid down his sac bunt. His next time up is he checks, and his first base umpire on the appeal says he didn't go around. So it'll be 1-2 now the count on Hunt. Ball too low there in the dirt.
2-2 the count. NIETO hoping to get the third out here for the 1-2-3 inning.
That pitch is in the dirt. So the count will extend to 3-2. We'll have a full count now coming up to Garrett Hunt as he fell behind 0-2, worked his way back to a full. So a big payoff pitch coming up here for NIETO. Chance to get out of this inning calmly and smoothly, and after that it'll just be 3 outs. After a quick conversation, everyone returns to their spots. And here's the payoff pitch from NIETO. Chopped foul down the first base line and out of play. So a good battle in there from Hunt as he stays alive.
He's able to make contact to get the foul to keep this at-bat alive for his team.
Here it is again, that one low. So Hunt works himself a walk with 2 outs.
Man on first now for the Wildcats as they come in to talk to their pitcher.
Interesting to see how Coach Matt Randall will handle this one. Hunt has some speed down there at first base. Tyree is pretty reliable at the plays. There's pickoff move on Hunt. He's in there without a slide. Tyree's got 2 singles and a strikeout here today. There's a swing and a miss, strike 1. He steps off again, making sure Hunt isn't getting any read on NIETO. NIETO's done a good job so far of holding runners. The next pitch is grounded foul back towards the Blissfield dugout.
0-2 the count with 2 outs.
Two outs, bottom of the 6th. Infield playing straight up. There goes Hunt off to second base. He's going to slide in. They're going to get him at second base. What a great throw from Spencer Fisher. So they get Hunt stealing for the third out of the inning. Spencer Fisher with a dagger in the Wildcats offense. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth. Blissfield Royals at bats coming up. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Connor is struggling in school.
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
And we're back at the bottom of the sixth with the Blissfield Royals leading 4-2 against the Onsted Wildcats. As the team gets ready for the inning to begin, to begin.
I'm Sean Kane alongside Jacob Trentman. You're watching LSN. We thank you again for joining us, and we just thank you for sticking with us. You know, I was talking about that the other day, Jacob, is great broadcasting movies. Obviously, Anchorman is one that comes to mind right away.
Anchorman is the first thing that popped into my mind.
There's a couple others that, you know, and it's not so much the movies about a broadcaster, just more of the idea of a broadcaster being in it. Of course, you always get chills listening to Al Michaels call The Miracle on Ice, that 1980 Olympics when the USA upset the Soviet Union.
One of the biggest moments, not just in sports history, but in world history.
Yeah, right. I remember learning about that in world history class, and I was thinking to myself, sports. I love sports. There's strike one on NIETO. Maybe we'll get a chance to call something great coming up here as this one comes down to the wire. That one is driven into center field, and underneath it is Alex Zeller for out number one, or excuse me, Garrett Hunt for out number one. NIETO flying out to center field.
NIETO is able to, I think that's the third or fourth he's hit back into the outfield far distance. He has a great bat on him, but he's unlucky as each time the outfielders are able to get under it.
Now that brings up BRAYDEN Zimmerman, number 15 for this Royal team. He swings and drives one into center field. Hunt ranging back to his left. He'll make the catch on the run in the gap. That was a nice play out there by Garrett Hunt to make it 2 outs.
Back-to-back great plays there by Garrett Hunt, able to get 2 flyouts.
Pat Iott back out there on the mound for the Wildcats. He's given up 2 line drives now to this Royals team back-to-back. 2 very well-hit balls for both NIETO and Zimmerman. And that will bring up Kyle Spires, who takes strike one on the inside corner. There's a curveball for strike 2. Count now moves to 0-2. There's 2 outs. Here's the third pitch of the at-bat is swung on and driven back up the middle into center field, and Spires is on. Keeps the inning alive with a 2-out single.
A great hit, able to get right through the hole between the shortstop and second baseman.
Next up for Blissfield, number 4, Alex Zeller.
So now Alex Zeller will step in. He'll pinch hit for Cedric Gonzalez as Coach TUTTLE will make that switch.
Watch you go by as the count's 1-1 with 2 outs. Royal is still leading the bottom of the 6th.
Zeller was the center fielder here, and he was being DH'd by Cedric Gonzalez, but now Coach Tuttle will make that switch and have Zeller bat here as he grounds one to the right side. Bobbled by Worker, but he'll regain his balance and make the play for out number 3. All right, we're going to head to the 7th. The last at-bats coming up for Onsted, trying to get their way back into the lead. We'll be right back with it. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
And we're out.
You got plans?
You bet.
$50 million Americans struggle with hunger, but we can do something about it.
Excuse me.
What's going on?
Dinner. Please join me in helping put food on their tables. Together, we can feed America.
You guys keep going. I'm gonna get the plates.
Wait!
Find your local food bank at feedingamerica.org/hunger.
This job looks perfect. It says you need a high school diploma. You've got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Alrighty, welcome back. It's the 7th inning, last chance for Onsted. They trail 4-2.
Leading off in the top of the 7th, number 2, Josh Tyree.
And it'll be the top of the order for the men in purple as Josh Tyree leads it off for the Wildcats.
He's watching you go low.
Tyree has singled twice, as this one is driven into center field. Ranging over is Zeller. He's under it, and he will make the catch for out number 1.
2 outs to go, and the Royals are able to win this game and just keep their championship hopes alive.
Right you are. They have just 2 more outs. And of course, they will play the second game following the first, as this one's driven high down the left field line. Coming over is SLUSHER in the deep corner. He will make the catch for out number 2. And HEIDBREDER as well as Tyree both fly out deep.
The Royals are out now, able to see on their horizon. Just 1 more out to go.
It's going to be Pat IOTT, hopefully trying to prevent that. If I can reach, it will be Lopestall following him as he takes a look at ball 1 high. NIETO looking for a complete game. As he throws that one outside. Still looks good up there. Has some pop on his fastball. The count is 1-0, or excuse me, 2-0. That one swung on and drifted into left field. Under it is SLUSHER. He'll make the catch. And Blissfield will live to see another game in the LCAA regular season. So we will bring you game number 2 of this doubleheader from Blissfield, so please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the second one between Onsted and Blissfield. I'm Sean Kane alongside Jacob Trentman. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports. We'll be right back.
You're doing great. We're going to try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep
pedaling. Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
The odds of becoming a successful NASCAR driver, 1 in 125 billion. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 68. I'm Jamie McMurray. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
All right, welcome back, fans. Game 2 of our doubleheader between the Blissfield Royals and the Onsted Wildcats. I'm Sean Kane alongside Jacob Trentman, and we are here for essentially one of the most important games of the young season, or the not so young season, I should say, for these two teams, as it is the final game for Onsted and one of the last games for Blissfield. And now, with the Blissfield win in the first game, Onsted must win this one in order to clinch the LCAA regular season championship. If they can't do it here, Blissfield has a chance to win it tomorrow when they take on Hillsdale in a makeup game. Lineups shifted a little, but not too much, as the same as last game for Onsted. In the field, going to be Josh Tyree at catcher, Dallas HEIDBREDER at shortstop, Pat Iott batting number 3, and at third base, as that one is grounded out. That was number 9, Joe Jones, who is the shortstop.
Now batting number 10, Chase Lievens.
I expect, just like the first game, we're going to see a very exciting and fast-paced beginning at first that might slow down near the end. If you remember from the first game, excuse me, if you remember from the first game, we saw the bases loaded in the first 3 half innings.
There's a foul ball down the left field line by Chase Lievens. Chase is the right fielder. Chase swings and misses on that second one from Lobestall. Wildcats electing to go with their ace in the second game here today, saving Scott Lobestall for the big time, as this one swung on and popped up to the right side behind first base. Ranging over is Wagner to the fence, and it's going to drop in before he can get there for a foul ball. Lievens lucking out a little bit there.
Very unlucky indeed. He was very close to being able to catch that for the out.
Joe Jones, Chase Lievens, Spencer Fisher, Lucas Rogers, Devin Slusher, DAKOTAH, NIETO, Brennan Zimmerman, Kyle Spires, Brady Grista, and Alex Slomsky up to bat for the Royals in their lineup, as that one to HEIDBREDER's thrown away at first. Rounding is Lievens. He's going to slide into second safely. And Lievens is the first runner on base for the Royals. He's going to be at second on the error by HEIDBREDER. Excuse me, HEIDBREDER.
Spencer Fisher.
Spencer Fisher up to bat.
There's a called strike. Fisher, the 3-hitter, also playing behind the dish for the Royals tonight. He pops that one back and out of play. Mr. Trentman over here forgot there was a glass in front of him. Was trying to watch that foul ball go back out of play. For those of you who like a little humor in your baseball commentary. Fisher pops that one back out of play.
For another foul ball.
And he stays alive at 0-2. That one swung on and popped into center field. Under it is Hunt. He's going to come over and make the catch, and Lievens will have to hold at second.
Coming up to bat, number 1, Lucas Rogers.
That'll bring up Lucas Rogers. Rogers is playing left field.
Two outs in the top of the first for the Wildcats. Ball 1.
That first one from Lobosal high. So Lobosal now 2 outs with a man on second. He's got to work himself out of a little pickle here. That one's driven into right center. Coming over hard is Henry, and he's going to make the catch out there in right center to end the inning, and the threat from the Royals in the first. We're going to go to the bottom of the first inning as it's Onsted, the home team now. We'll be right back. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic. That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone. And every day more people support you to make it happen. Many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. HSF.net.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund breeding.
Why do you not get me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
And welcome back to this young game. We're in the bottom of the first here. Blissfield's now taking the field, and Onsted's getting ready for their first at-bats. Pretty simple inning for Scott Lobestall. Just gave up the one, well, technically error, so the one base runner. Other than that, he was in and out pretty quickly.
Very quick top of the first inning.
Yeah, you expect that now from Lobestall. He's been very dominant over this 2016 spring season. Asserted himself as one of the best pitchers in Lenawee County. So now the Wildcats will take their chance in the top half, or the bottom half of the inning. First one to Josh Tyree, strike one. That one knocks the helmet of Tyree, and he's going to take his base as he walks that one off. A little shaken up.
Adding another total to the record he currently holds of the most hit by pitch is.
So leadoff runner on for the Wildcats, something that was common in the last game. And it'll bring up HEIDBREDER. He squares the bunt but fouls it back. Dallas was 1 for 3 with a sac bunt in his first game of the doubleheader. Swings and misses on that one to fall down in the hole 0-2.
One and two the count with no outs. Runner on first.
Looking at that one outside, so it moves to 2-2 now. Another foul ball from Lobosal there as he fights it off.
Able to keep the at-bat alive.
That one fouled back into the dirt and off of the catcher. HEIDBREDER will be followed by Pat IOTT. IOTT playing third base after pitching that first half. As this one's popped up in foul territory, coming over Zimmerman to the fence. He'll run out of real estate, and that one will be back up and out of play.
High ball for the full count.
Good at bat here. Good battle between Alex Sliminski and Mr. HEIDBREDER. It's, as you said, now 3-2. We'll see if the runner goes. Yes, he does. Swung on and driven into center field. Going back is SLUSHER. He will make the catch out there. And Tyree will have to retreat. There's one out as Dallas HEIDBREDER flies out to center field.
Number 13, IOTT.
Up there to talk with their pitcher. They go back to their positions.
And that'll bring up Pat IOTT, number 13, a third baseman, through a complete game in the first game of the doubleheader. So unable to get the win though. He swings and drives that one past the third baseman. NIETO couldn't come up with it. Tyree rounding second. He's going to try for third, sliding head first in there, safe.
A double with able to get a runner on third.
So now we've got second and third with one out. And Lobestall coming up, and we'll take a second as Onsted's third base coach, Coach Matt Randall's a little shaken up.
Got some of the dust in his eyes from the slide there by Tyree.
Understandable. Nice hit there by Pat IOTT, his stand-up double. And Tyree gets the third base now for Scott Lobestall, second and third, and a good chance for the Wildcats to strike first. That first one plunks Lobestall.
Bases loaded again.
So a tune that is way too familiar to us broadcasters up here. Bases loaded, one out for the Onsted Wildcats.
Maybe this time, unlike in the first game, excuse me, they'll be able to capitalize on it as a pinch runner comes on.
So that will bring up Landon Duke. Duke, the DH for the Wildcats in the second game as well, has a chance to bust this one wide open. First swing is popped up in foul territory, but the wind will carry it out of the ballpark and over by the nice football field that backs up to this wonderful field that Blissfield has on their campus here. Just an absolutely gorgeous facility to play at. As that off-speed pitch is a little high.
1-1 the count. With one out and the bases loaded for the Onsted Wildcats.
There's a strike that catches the corner. So now the count moves to 1-2. Swing and miss, and he got him on strikes there. So Landon Duke goes down to make it 2 outs. And it'll be up to Isaac Henry. with 2 outs and the bases loaded to see if the Wildcats will score here.
On this huge opportunity with the bases loaded.
There's a low strike called. Henry down in the hole 0-1. As Slomiski likes to do quick work. Despite the jam, he seems like he's cruising here. There's a swing and a ground ball. Left side, and it's going to get past Joe Jones. Second runner coming home. It's going to be cut off by Slomiski, and 2 runs will score. And Onsted jumps out to a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
Very familiar to last game as Onsted take the 2-0 lead.
So IOTT and Tyree both come around to score on the single by Isaac Henry. Pinch runner for Scott Lobestall makes it to second base, and they'll bring up Chase Wagner. Wagner swings and back up the middle again. Rounding his run. Here comes the throw. Oh, he's going to go back as it wasn't cut off, and he will reach back to third safely. That was a close one.
Bases are loaded again for this Onsted Wildcat team.
So we will see 3 base runners on the diamond again. Second time in this game. It's got to be like the 15th time in the doubleheader. I don't know. Too many to count. As Chase Wagner gets a single to extend the inning.
Wildcats hoping to keep this trend alive.
Ethan Kozmina is the runner for Onsted that's on third now. He's pinch running for Lobestall. Henry is on second, and then Chase Wagner's on first. It's Jarrett Wyrick. Took a look at ball 1 there. As he awaits pitch number 2 and swings through it. Big at bat here for Wyrick is he's got a chance to extend this lead as he watches strike number 2 on the inside corner. Turned out of the way of that one a little bit. Wyrick digs in, so does Slomiski. He's ready to go. Here comes the payoff pitch, 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. So Jarrett Wyrick strikes out with the bases loaded, but Onsted still pushes 2 across in the bottom half of the first inning. We'll come back with the top of the second. You're watching LSN. You're home for Lenawee Sports.
Huntington. Every proper bear knows that the right fit means everything. Especially when it comes to car seats.
Oh, really? I just did what any bear would do.
So know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size.
I like it.
To learn more, visit safercar.gov/the-right seat.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, where's that bear? Got your personal references, high school diploma or equivalent?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
It's right there.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
And we're back with the top of the second inning. Onsted ahead 2-0 against the Blissfield Royals. I'm Jacob Trentman alongside Sean Kane. As we wait for the Onsted Wildcats to finish their warm-up.
Now leading off from the top of the second inning, number 12, Devon Slusher.
Devon Slusher leads it off in the top of the second inning. Takes that. He's going to call him back again. If I remember correctly, it was Devon Slusher that this happened to in the first game for leaning into the pitch
I don't think he's calling so much lean into the pitch, just not trying and making an attempt to move out of the way of the pitch.
So Coach Tuttle will make his way down the line to have his talk with the umpire. Once again, it doesn't look like anything's going to come out of it, so Slusher will have to step in again and take his at-bat.
It'll be hard for him to take that at bat after just getting hit, still feeling the pain into his elbow.
He swings through that first one for strike one. Ground ball back up the middle at HEIDBREDER. He's unable to handle it on the short hop, and it'll roll into left center. Devin Slusher gets a base hit of his own and leads off the inning for the Royals.
Number 22, Dakota NIETO, stepping up to the plate now.
NIETO was the starting pitcher and only pitcher of record in the 4-2 win the Royals took in the first game of the doubleheader. NIETO complete game victory there. Only allowed the 2 runs as he swings and misses on that first one.
He also had some great at-bats for them in the first game.
Yes, indeed, NIETO.
Recording some far flies into outfield. Got a bit unlucky at times.
NIETO had a couple of singles. Ended up going 2 for 3. He's in the hole now here, the 0-2 after looking at that second strike.
The man on first for the Royals.
Lobestall's pitch is in the dirt. He likes to work fast too, Lobestall. We touched on Slominski a little bit, and how he liked to kind of have quick back-to-back throws. But Lobestall is just the same way. Is once he gets that ball back, he's looking for his sign from Tyree and wanting to get the next pitch on with, as that one's driven back up, handled by HEIDBREDER. HEIDBREDER relay from Worker, not in time as NIETO beat it out. Great play by HEIDBREDER to knock that one down at shortstop.
He was able to stop it with his bare hand.
So Zimmerman now will step into the plate. He swings through that first one from Lobestall. Lobestall starting him off with an off-speed pitch. Looked like a changeup.
One out the count. 0-1, excuse me, the count with 1 out and a runner on first.
That one low and in the dirt for ball 1, so the count goes to 1-2. That one outside as well, evens the count 2-2. NIETO down at first base has shown no signs of even coming remotely close to stealing. He's barely a step or 2 off the bag. As that one's swung on and popped up to the right side of the infield. Harrison Worker getting under it. He'll make the catch on the outfield grass. So that'll be out number 2.
Number 2, Kyle Spires.
And that'll bring up Kyle Sires. Spires is the second baseman for this Royals team tonight. Also held down the fort at second base in the first game as he swings and pops this one in the left field. Ranging over to the left is Wyrick, but he will not be able to make the play in foul territory as he ran into the fence on his way over there. So a long strike one, but strike one nonetheless for Lobestall. As he'll switch out his ball. There's strike one. Looked like it was right down the heart of the plate. That one's fouled off as Spires fights to stay alive now down in the hole.
Oh, 2 the count with 2 outs, and still the runner on first, unable to advance anywhere thus far.
That one from Lobestall's in the dirt, and it evens the count at 2-2 with 2 outs. One's driven into left field. It's going to drop down in front of Wyrick, so Spires gets the job done after a long at-bat. And now we've got runners at first and second for Brady Griffith.
Now batting number 3, Brady Griffith.
Got NIETO on second in scoring position for these Royals.
Griffith didn't play in the first game, so this is his first at-bat of the day as he looks at strike one. Joe Jones waits on deck. Griffith looks at low, ball one. NIETO leads off of second. Spires inches off of first for the Royals. Pitch from Lobestall low again as Griffith holds onto the bat. 2-1 now they count. Still 2 outs. It's been 2 outs for a while as that one is swung on and fouled back out of play.
NIETO with a big lead off of second. As he goes back to take his lead off as we wait for the next pitch to come in.
So another 2-strike pitch coming from Lobestall. That one low again, now 3-2, and Lobestall's been struggling to close out batters here this inning.
Full count, the pitch comes in.
There go the runners, and they're going to get him on strikes. Caught the lower corner at the knees, and Griffith got caught looking. So Blissfield threatens but can't score. We're going to the bottom of the, the bottom of the second. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Blissfield High School. We're watching the second game of the doubleheader between the Onsted Wildcats and the Blissfield Royals, and the house music here at the stadium is perfect to tune as it's Don't Stop Believing by Journey, and that's basically what Blissfield has done here today is they haven't stopped believing. They need 2 wins to keep their dreams of winning a second straight LCAA title alive. And after going down 2-0 in the first game, they came back to win 4-2. And now they have fallen behind 2-0 again in this one, as it's going to be number 10 for the Wildcats up to bat. Isaac Hunt takes strike 1. Excuse me, Garrett Hunt. There's strike 2 as Hunt watches that one go by again.
Garrett Hunt had some key plays in the first game to keep the the Wildcats in it, but they weren't able to see it out in the end.
That one was a high ball, and Hunt, who is the center fielder in the first game and again in the second game, definitely, as we mentioned multiple times, battled the wind quite a bit, but was able to make a couple nice plays. As he kept it clean out there in center field. The 2-2 pitch is up and away, and Hunt has worked himself into a full count. We've seen a lot of those here so far in this second game is 3-2 counts. Another one is a weak swinging strikeout from Hunt, and he goes down for the first out of the inning.
Now coming to the plate, number 2, Tyree.
Kind of looked like Hunt was expecting something else out of the hands of Alex Slomiski, and it was just everything he could to get the bat around on that one. So that'll bring up Josh Tyree. Slomski falls behind here 1-0. And that one's drilled foul. No fan could come up with that one, though. So it makes its way down the dirt. That one swung on and grounded past the third baseman in the left field. Tyree rounding the bag hard, but he's going to hold up at first base. So Tyree on for the second time tonight.
A hard drive down the third base line for Tyree to get the single.
Similar hit to his first one in the first game. So Tyree on once again here tonight. First pitch from Slomski's in there for strike 1. Slomski working the knees well so far through 1 1/3. That one swung on and fouled off. Dallas HEIDBREDER. He flied out to the center fielder his last time up. HEIDBREDER was 1 for 3 in his first game, had a sac bunt to go along with it, as he watches that curveball drop in there for strike 3. Great pitch from Alex Slomski.
Now batting number 13, IOTT.
So Slomski picks up his 4th strikeout and his 2nd of the inning.
And they send Pat Hyatt back up to the plate.
2 outs for Hyatt. Let's see if he can keep this inning alive. That curveball again catches the knees for strike 1. There's a drive into left field. If it can stay fair, oh, they're going to call him off. They're going to say it was outside of the line. Foul ball for Hyatt.
They call it foul as Tyree was rounding third
And that would have most definitely scored Josh Tyree, who was on his horse from the very beginning. So we'll have to rewind and do it all over again. Alright, Diggs back in, now down in the hole 0-2. Off-speed high from Slomsky. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one's driven back up the middle into center field. Oh, a nice diving play there from DAKOTAH SLUSHER to get the third out of the inning. So Onsted threatens again, but they can't get a run across. We'll head to the top of the third. Still 2-0 Wildcats. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
And welcome back once again. Blissfield High School, the location for tonight's doubleheader between the Royals and the Onsted Wildcats. Blissfield took game 1. And now it's down to game 2 to decide whether or not the Wildcats will be LCAA champions. Outright LCAA champions.
As we wait for them being the Onsted Wildcats to finish their warm-up in the game to get back underway.
Leading off in the top of the third inning for your Blissfield Royals, number 9, Joe Jones.
Joe Jones lead it off for the Royals. It'll be Jones, Lievens, and Fisher. That one's in the dirt. Jones grounded out to the second baseman his first time up. And that one's fouled back out of play.
Third baseman, eye in close, possibly expecting a bunt.
Jones swings through strike 2, so scratch that. As you ready to see a bunt now? So it'll be Jones trying to put one in play here. Swings and grounds it back up the middle past Lobosol, ranging to his left is HEIDBREDER. Oh, that's a nice play, but not in time to get Jones.
A great turn, like you said, but unable to get there in time.
You'd think a slower runner, they would have gotten him, but Jones moves well down that first base line. Can't fault HEIDBREDER, though. That was a fantastic effort. Came all the way across the bag to grab it with the glove, and then spinning throw as he made his way into right field. Accurate, too, down there to Chase Wagner, just not in time. There's a high ball. Chase Lievens steps in again. 1-0 the count. Jones gets a slight lead off. No signs of stealing yet as Lievens takes strike 1. That one's grounded to the third baseman, IOTT. He's going to try to turn two. Worker will make the play at second, but hold it without a play on Lievens at first. So Onsted gets one out on the fielder's choice. And it'll make way for Spencer Fisher. Fisher takes a look at strike one. Spencer flied out to center field his first time up. That was back in the first inning. In the first game, he popped out, lined out, and then had a single. Ended up going 1 for 3. As he pops this one up, it's going to be HEIDBREDER. One step into the outfield grass. Now he'll come back into the dirt to make the catch. That'll be out number 2.
Now batting number 1, Lucas Rogers.
And Lucas Rogers will make his way up to the plate. Rogers is moved into left field for the second game after playing third base in the first game. He takes strike one. That one two's popped up. HEIDBREDER ranging back. Coming in though is the left fielder Jarrett Wyrick, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So Blissfield can't get it done in the top of the third. We'll head to the bottom and the Onsted Wildcats third at bats. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing. I watch golf with him.
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
May I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to Lenawee Sports. I'm Jacob Tremor alongside Sean Kane. We're here as the Onsted Wildcats lead 2-0 in the bottom of the third.
Final preparations going on out there as Blissfield is ready, as well as Onsted is, and it'll be for the Wildcats coming up. Number 11, Scott Lobestall, or excuse me, number 15, Scott Lobestall. Still out on the mound for the Royals is Alex Slomsky, entering his third inning of work. So he'll face Lobestall for the second time. Last time up, Lobestall took one. There's a hit by pitch as he looks at strike one. Lobestall fouled that one back. Wind still hasn't calmed down out there despite the temperature starting to drop as that one's popped up to the right side. Coming in is Lievens, and he will make the catch. So Lobestall is out. And that'll bring up Landon Duke. Landon Duke struck out his first time up in the first game of the doubleheader. Duke, who was the DH there as well, walked and struck out, ended up going 0 for 2. That one fouled to the backstop.
Another foul ball for Duke.
Duke's got himself in the hole, 0-2. Here it comes for Slomsky, just a bit outside, so the count will move to 1-2. Slomsky's got 4 strikeouts so far through 2 1/3 innings of work, as this one's chopped to the third baseman. Tough throw from NIETO, and he's going to make the play nicely with time to spare on Duke. Good hard throw from the hole in third base for out number 2. And now with 2 outs, it'll be Isaac Henry coming up to the plate. That one's a little bit low for ball 1. Henry singled his first time up, 2 RBI single. He got Onsted on the board, gave him their only 2 runs of the game. As he looks at ball 1. Or excuse me, ball 2.
Two outs in the bottom of the third for Onsted. No runners on. And swinging for strike 1. Two and 1 the count with 2 outs.
That one grounded hard down the third base line, but foul for strike numero dos. It'll be 2-2 with 2 outs. He watches that one bounce in the dirt. Good off speed there, though, from Slomsky trying to get Wagner to chase. Or, excuse me, Henry to chase.
And that leaves them with a full count.
And a big pitch coming up now from Slomsky. Oh, he got him looking. And Henry goes down looking for the 5th strikeout for Slomsky. We'll go to the 4th. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
The inherent right to work is one of the elemental privileges of a free people. Endowed, as our nation is, with abundant physical resources, and inspired as it should be to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all, we approach reemployment with the real hope of finding a better answer than we have now.
Donate to Goodwill, where your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community.
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Before we get underway, we're proud to say that the Lenawee Sports Network provides local sports coverage that airs on LASD TV, overseen by our instructors and operated by our students. LSN offers live sports broadcasts experience to all high school students within the Lenawee Intermediate School District. If you'd like to join the team, please email us at lsdtv@lsd.us.
All right, it'll be Slusher to lead it off for the Royals here in the top of the 4th. Slusher singled his first time up. He takes ball 2. Strike 1 on Slusher makes it 2-1. Slusher was 0 for 3 in his plate appearances in the first game. That one will be caught out there by Garrett Hunt for out number 1, and Slusher will have to trot back to the dugout. Good deep ball, though, from Slusher. First pitch swinging is NIETO. High pop up to the third baseman IOTT. He'll make the catch for out number 2. They call that a major league pop up.
BRAYDEN ZIMMERMAN.
And now it'll be up to Brennan Zimmerman to keep the inning alive with 2 outs. Zimmerman popped up to the second baseman his first time up. He checks his swing on strike 1, but the umpire will say he went around. Jake Hensel behind the plate, calling balls and strikes. Jeff Simmons out in the field. 2 umpires that did a fantastic job in the first game, and so far I've seen the same amount of success in the second game. That one's up for ball 1.
Down low, gets the second ball. Counts now 2-2 with 2 outs. No runners on. And gets him swinging for strike 3 in the third out of the inning.
And that's going to do it for the Royals in the top of the 4th. We're going to go to break. We'll be right back. You're watching LSN. You're home for Lenawee Sports.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe. 14 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. Well, this year she celebrated her 50th wedding anniversary.
Is that why you've taken off your jeans?
No, I've taken off my jeans to prove the link between jeans and the fight against breast cancer.
Oh, that's interesting. Do I have to take off my jeans?
No, nobody has to take off their jeans, Mom, but everybody has to go to denimday.com right now. I'll explain everything. Dress code optional.
Apparently.
1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Learn more at denimday.com.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
All right, welcome back. Quick break for you guys as we're ready to get back to action here at Blissfield High School for this LCAA season finale for the Onsted Wildcats and the Blissfield Royals. The Royals will be playing Hillsdale tomorrow, though, right back here at their home field as a makeup date. This one, a lot more important than it seems, though, is an Onsted win means they become LCAA outright champs. A Blissfield win gives the Royals a chance to win the conference tomorrow against Hillsdale. It's 2 different ends of the spectrum, these 2 teams. This would have been Onsted's first conference win, should they pull it out, as this one's grounded back up the middle. Right at Joe Jones, he'll take a pivot and wheel it across the diamond for out number 1. On the other end, though, Blissfield has won numerous amounts of LCAA conference championships. We have that stat for you here, if you would just hang tight with me for a second. They have 37 league championships. That most recent coming last year in 2015. Before that, from the span of 2008 to 2012, they won 5 in a row. This one's popped up in the air by the Wildcat, Jarrett Wyrick. And that'll bring up Garrett Hunt with 2 outs.
The Royals, like you said, are hoping to go for back-to-back championships. In order to do that, they're going to need this win and make a comeback tonight. Down from 2 right now.
So Hunt's up. He struck out swinging his first time up. Not this time, though, as he drills one down the left field line. It's going to be a fair ball. In the corner to get it is Rogers. The throw to second base. It is in time. They got him. Matt Randall all the way out to the middle of the field to protest with the umpire. But nonetheless, it's going to be out number 3. Hunt trying to extend a single into a double, gets gunned down at second. And we will go to a break and be back with the top of the 5th inning. So a quick 4th. We'll be right back. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
This new mom is struggling to get the skates just right. Now she's holding on for dear life.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
And welcome back. Hopefully you're enjoying this just as much as we are. I'm Sean Kane alongside Jacob Trentman. We are enjoying a beautiful day in southeastern Michigan and a fantastic baseball game. 2 of them, in fact, between the Blissfield Royals and the Onsted Wildcats.
Top of the 5th coming up with Onsted still leading 2-0 from a lead they got in the 1st inning.
It's going to be led off by number 2, Kyle Spires, the second baseman. Spires takes a look at strike number 1, and the count moves to 1-1. Spires swings and fouls that one back. It's going to be Spires, Griffith, and Jones due up for the Royals in the 5th inning. Swung on and popped up to the right side. It's going to have a chance to leave the park, and it does, as it was Chase Wagner running out of real estate over there. So Spires lives to see another day in the batter's box as he'll trot back, and we will do it all over again.
But now he's on his last line and with the 2nd strike.
1-2 the count indeed. Lobosol dangerous in this situation. You don't want 2 strikes when you're facing him. Ground ball back up the middle. HEIDBREDER can't get there. Neither can Worker, and it's going to be a single for Spires. Good leadoff single for Kyle, and now it'll bring up Brady Griffith, the 9-hitter. Griffith is DHing for Slomsky, the pitcher. There's ball 1 low. There's another one, but it's going to be called a strike on Brady Griffith.
3rd baseman is really far in NIETO. Excuse me, not NIETO.
The bunt's down on the right side. Griffith's going to get the job done on the sacrifice, and that'll move over Kyle Spires.
Looks like a good call by expecting the bunt, excuse me, but it was also could have been caught out of position easily.
So that will bring up the top of the order for the Royals. Joe Jones steps into the batter's box. He singled his last time up. There's strike 1 on the outside corner to Jones.
As IOTT steps in again, He likes to stay very close in that infield area, the third baseman for the Wildcats.
Ground ball to HEIDBREDER. He checks the runner, not going to get him, so he'll toss it across the diamond to first and get Jones.
Spires on third in a very dangerous position for the Royals.
It'll be Chase Lievens with a chance to knock him in with 2 outs. Number 10, Chase Lievens, steps in. He grounded into a fielder's choice and reached on an error so far in this game. This one's first pitch swinging into center field. Going back is Hunt, now coming in. He's going to make the catch. So Lievens put a good swing on it, but Hunt was there to record the final out of the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. You're watching LSN, Lenawee Sports Network.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
And we're back with the bottom of the 5th inning here as Onsted still lead 2-0 against the Blissfield Royals. I'm Jacob Trentman alongside Sean Kane.
All right, well, it looks like we're ready to go. It will be Josh Tyree in the top of the order to lead off the 6th inning as Onsted keeps inching closer to that LCAA championship. They're leading 2-0 still. Blissfield hasn't had a chance to put any runs on the board yet. Still got 1 at bat to do it, though.
There could be a minimum of an inning and a half left for the Onsted Wildcats to get their championship.
Ball 1 to Tyree as he watches it go by. Tyree was hit by pitch in the 1st inning and singled in the 2nd, and he's going to do it again. This one is extra base power. He's rounding first. It's in the gap. Tyree strolls into 2nd with a stand-up double, and the Wildcats are in business. Man on 2nd for Dallas HEIDBREDER.
Now batting number 11, HEIDBREDER.
Good base knock by Josh Tyree, one of the hardest hit balls we've seen here today. And one of the only ones that get down and past these outfielders.
Like you said, not only was it one of the hardest, it was one of the few that was able to make it through the gap in order to get that double.
So HEIDBREDER steps in now. He's 0 for so far today. And they're going to get a balk on Slomsky. They're going to say he jumped before he went into his motion, so Tyree will take 3rd base. And now he just sits 90 feet away. We'll see what Coach Matt Randall has cooked up for us now with a man at 3rd base and no outs. HEIDBREDER watches strike number 1. Off speed. Off speed hits HEIDBREDER, but the umpire's going to keep him there and saying that he didn't turn to get out of the way. So the count moves to 1-1, and HEIDBREDER will continue to bat. It's the 3rd time we've seen that. First time for the Onsted team. The other 2 have come to SLUSHER of the Royals. And that one singled past the infield they were in. And it's going to score Tyree easily. HEIDBREDER has himself an RBI single. And the Wildcats go up 3-0.
Onsted continue their work, able to bring in a run. No outs now with a runner on first.
With an infield playing at normal depth, we don't know, that might have been caught by the shortstop, but since they were in trying to get Tyree at home, it opened up the window nicely for HEIDBREDER, and he took advantage of it. And now that'll bring up Pat IOTT. IOTT doubled and lined out his 2 plate appearances today. There's a strike for Slomsky, and the count moves to 0-2. HEIDBREDER with a healthy lead off of first base. There's the pickoff attempt. Diving back is Dallas, and he'll be called safe.
Another big leadoff over there by HEIDBREDER.
HEIDBREDER definitely not threatened by that pickoff attempt. And IOTT gets a hold of one into the left corner. If it's fair, it's good, but no, it's foul. And RANDALL is not happy again. I couldn't see it from my vantage point. It was a little bit too far in the corner. I don't think you could either, Jacob.
I think RANDALL might be angry that it seems like all of the calls are going against his team right now.
So IOTT absolutely tattoos that one, but it just goes foul. So we will once again rewind and do it all over. A long strike for IOTT makes the count 1-2. He swings and drives that one into the ground. Tough play for Slomsky. He's going to throw it across the diamond. IOTT's going to get there safely. HEIDBREDER going for third. He's safe.
And it looked like even if the ball was a bit lower down in order for him to get it, he still wouldn't have been in time. It was a great run by HEIDBREDER.
Good heads-up base running from Dallas. HEIDBREDER to take third base on the throw from Slomsky. And the Wildcat threat hasn't quite phased out here as it's first and third with no outs for Scott Lobestall. Yes, you heard that right. Slomsky still without an out in this inning.
The man on third and first now.
There's a ball in the dirt, well stopped by Spencer Fisher. I haven't given much credit to Fisher behind the plate today, but he has done a fantastic job back there. Second straight game catching for Fisher. HEIDBREDER leads off third. IOTT leads off first. Strike from Slomsky, now 1-1 the count. Three nothing. Wildcats leading. That one swung on and popped straight up. Coming in is the second baseman, Kyle Spires, and he'll make the catch. So Lobestall remains hitless with a pop-up to the second baseman, and it'll bring up Landon Duke.
Royals able to get their first out of the inning.
Yes, good call. Good catch there. And here comes the other one is Duke. First pitch swinging, pops it up to Spires. So 2 pitches, 2 pop-ups to the second baseman for the Wildcats. And just like that, Isaac Henry comes to the plate with 2 outs. And Slomsky has a chance to get out of it with just allowing 1 run. First pitch swinging again. It's popped up back to the right. Fisher will give chase, but will run out of room, and it'll be a foul ball for strike 1. There's a high ball. The count moves to 1-1. We'd like to take this time real quick to thank all of our behind-the-scenes staff here at LISD TV. That one's grounded to the shortstop. Flip over to second. Makes the final out of the inning. We'll get back to that thank you when we come back for the top of the 7th. Blissfield's last at-bat coming up. Chance to stay alive in the LCAA regular season championship. We'll be right back. You're watching the Lenawee Sports Network, your home for Lenawee Sports.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed all that.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome back. You're taking a look at the Onsted dugout right now, and could be a championship dugout pretty soon. We'll see here. Last chance for the Blissfield Royals on their home turf. Sixth inning. Not so much the last chance.
Spencer Fisher for the Royals up to bat.
That's what happens when it's a long day, man.
Yeah.
I'm always good. I was doing so well. You know, I'm always good for one mistake. Spencer Fisher, as he takes strike one on the inside corner. I was doing so well, I thought, and now I just, well. So I'm gonna write down what I said for the break, and we're gonna say it again at the end of the 6th, as there's a swing and a miss by Fisher. Lobestall still out there for the Wildcats. Fisher watches that one as it's outside.
For the 2-2 count.
Ball in the dirt. 3-2. Count moves to full. And Lobosol will have a big pitch coming up here to Spencer Fisher. That one back up the middle at Harrison Worker. He's going to knock it down. Has a play still. The flip won't be in time. Fisher beat it out. Tough play there by Worker. Hard hit. Got him on the short hop. So Fisher's aboard. Leadoff man on. And
Alex Zeller comes in for the pinch runner.
So we got some speed on the base paths now in Alex Zeller. Zeller played center field in the first game. And now Lucas Rogers will step into the batter's box. Ball one up by the eyes of Rogers.
IOTT, the third baseman, again moves further into that infield.
Strike one, catches that inside corner again.
1-1 with a runner on first now.
Outfield plays straight up. Count 2-1. That one in the dirt as well. Make it 3-1 now. So the 3-1 pitch to Rogers is low and inside. They walked him. Runners at first and second. Now for Devin Slusher.
We have runners on first and second with 0 outs right now for the Royals.
Pat Iatt comes over to have a quick chat with Lobestall.
Iatt pitched in the first game for the Wildcats. Maybe put in some good words for Lobestad.
Whatever he said might have worked as Lobestall paints the corner with that first pitch for strike one. Zeller gets a lead off of second base. Slusher inches off first. Ground ball foul right at Coach Tuttle. He handles it rather well. So now in the hole is Devin Slusher. Lucas getting a safe lead off of first base. And that one just outside. Lobestall a little upset he didn't get that one on the outside corner. Count now 2-2. As it's fouled back and out of play. Excuse me, count now 1-2. Low hit into right field. Coming over to make the play is Isaac Henry, reaching out with the glove to make the basket catch, and all runners have to hold.
First out for the inning for the Wildcats.
So Devin Slusher flies out to right field. And that'll make way for Dakota NIETO. NIETO's grounded into a fielder's choice and flied out. He's first pitch swinging, but it's fouled back out of play.
NIETO, it seems each time he does fly out, it is a deep fly. Maybe this time he's hoping to go a little bit deeper. If he's able to hit a home run, it would then be a tied game. And it's not unheard of. Also, we've seen him hit some very, very deep fly balls.
That one's popped up back over us. Landing in the big meadowy field next to the left field fence. 320 is reachable. Don't get me wrong, but 360 is quite a ways out there. And with the wind blowing in, it'll take quite a swing to drive it out to center field. As he looks at that one high, a little pepper behind that one from Lobestall. That one swung on the ground, back up the middle. Rounding is Zeller. He'll score. In safely at second is Rogers. And Blissfield is on the board. They trail 3-1 now.
Could this be the start of a rally for the Royals, able to come back right now?
Now comes Matt Randall. He's going to have a chat with The Wildcats infield and his pitcher, most importantly, Scott Lobestall.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
We'd just like to reach out a thank you to those working behind the scenes here at LISD TV, our cameramen and camera women, as well as our technical directors. We just want to extend our gratitude. It's not possible without you guys. We thank you. As ball one from Lobestall after the meeting at the mound. Lobestall staying in there with a 3-1 lead here in the top of the 6th. There's strike one on Brennan Zimmerman. So Zimmerman steps back in with the 1-1 count. 1 out, runners on second and first. And he swings through it for strike 2. All right, we have a pinch hitter coming up. I was not made aware to the fans. Well, I guess more than likely me. Ty Pappenhagen up to the bat. He's in the 1-2 count. And he's going to look at strike 3. So the pinch hitter can't get it done for the Royals. And that will bring up Ty Pappenhagen, or excuse me, that will bring up Kyle Spires. It was Ty Pappenhagen that just batted.
2 outs now. Onsted still leads 3-1.
That one's just a bit outside for Spires. That one swung on and popped up to the left fielder. Ranging over is Wyrick. He'll make the catch in the corner of the outfield for out number 3. So the Royals threaten. They push one across, but they leave a few stranded. We're going to go to the bottom of the 6th. Chance for Onsted to have their last at-bat. We'll be right back. You're watching LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Go for a mouthful, go for the fun.
Go for cake.
Cakes for everyone. Just one stack is what it takes. And it's go for cakes. Open wide, stuff your face. There's always room for more Gopher cakes. Empty the box, then reload. Eat those Gopher cakes till you explode.
Exercised lately?
Till you explode.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to Blissfield. We're heading into the bottom of the 6th. Onsted with a chance here trying to extend their lead. They sit on top of the Royals 3-1 currently. It'll be number 11, Isaac Henry. Excuse me, number 5, Chase Wagner. He drives one into right center, and it's going to be over the head of Slusher. Wagner's going to stay at first as looks like he didn't get a good bounce out of the box. So a long single for Chase Wagner.
A great throwback by SLUSHER to hold him at first.
So Wagner looks like will be pinch ran 4, and it'll be number 3, Ethan Kosmina. So Kosmina will now be the new runner at first base in replacement of Chase Wagner. And there's a ball throwback for Kosmina. They're going to get him on the throwback. Randall is not happy. Not smart base running there from Kosmina as he gets picked off. And now its base is empty with 1 out for Onsted's. So it is Wyrick up to bat as he sits at 1-1 the count. That went up a little high.
Yeah, 1 out with no runners on due to some poor base running by the Wildcats.
Wyrick takes a look at strike 2 and falls in the count now evens 2-2. On the outside corner, they're going to say it was outside. And our apologies, it was a full count, as there was a pitch before the attempted pickoff that was called a ball, so it is ball 4. So Wyrick on with 1 out. He'll bring up Garrett Hunt. Hunt singled his last time up down the left field line. He's going to lay down a bunt out to Slomsky. Slomsky's going to make the throw, and he's going to get him by a half step. So Hunt does his job. Sacrifice bunt, moves up Wyrick.
Moves Wyrick into scoring position on second.
And it'll be up to Tyree now with 2 outs to see if he can get Wyrick into score. I'll tell you what, I'm sure Onsted's would be a lot more happy if they went out into the top of the 7th, leading 4-1 rather than 3-1. 2 runs are easy to get. It's that third that's always the toughest. So that one is in the dirt. Good stop there by Spencer Fisher. Fisher in his 13th inning of work behind the plate. There's a strike on Tyree, so the count goes to 1-1. Good discipline there from Tyree to watch that curveball bounce into the dirt. 2-1 the count. Tyree jumps ahead. Tyree doubled to right center his last time up, eventually scored off of that. And that one's back up the middle. Play's going to be made by the shortstop. Long throw from Jones gets Tyree by a half step. So Onsted gets a couple base runners, can't score them. Blissfield has a chance now in the top of the 7th. Hopefully their season can stay alive. We'll be right back. You're watching LSN, your hope for Lenawee Sports.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Alrighty, welcome back to the top of the 7th. Ooh. Top of the 7th here. Last chance for Blissfield. They trail Onsted 3-1. Onsted also 3 outs away from their first ever LCAA championship. It'll be the last batter, then the top of the order for Blissfield. Scratch that. We will have a pinch hitter. It'll be SEDRICK Gonzalez, who will come up to bat in replace of Brady Griffith. So Griffith's night is done. He ends the game with a strikeout and a sacrifice bunt.
If Onsted are able to see this out, this will be, as you said, their first ever championship. And also, it will be a very important win after what happened last year in the exact reverse fixture, where Onsted needed 2 wins.
So Hernandez takes ball 1. Strike 1 to Gonzalez. Now 1-1. Lobestall still out on the mound for Onsted. And that one again to Gonzalez is up 2-1. Cedric Gonzalez played in the first game against Pat Iott. He had 2 walks. That was the extent of his at-bats. He was later replaced by Alex Zeller later in that game. So 2-2 now after that swing and a miss. It's going to be a payoff pitch coming up for Lobestall. That one hits. Yep, it is indeed. It hit Gonzalez. So Lobestall puts the leadoff batter on base with a hit by pitch. It's the second time Gonzalez has been hit by a pitch today. He got hit in the first game in his first at-bat. And it looks like there's going to be a pinch runner coming out for Blissfield. Jason Claude is going to be back on the base paths again. So here comes Joe Jones, leadoff batter for this Blissfield team. Couple ground outs and a single to Jones's name in this second game. Claude inches off first. The first pitch to Jones is swung on and driven down the right field line past the diving Wagner. Coming around second is Claude. He's going to be into third. Safety slide just in case he's in there safely. It's a single for Jones. And now it's first and third with no outs. For the meat of the Blissfield Royals order, it's Chase Lievens coming up.
Now batting number 10, Chase Lievens.
Lievens reached on error, grounded out into a fielder's choice, and flied out to the center fielder in his 3 plate appearances today. Hopefully he's due here as he swings and drives one into left field. Coming over is Wyrick. He'll make the catch tagging is Claudia. He'll be in safely. And the Royals get one back. They trail just by 1 now. So the winning run is at the plate. The tying run is at first.
Spencer Fisher, the catcher, up to bat now for these Royals.
Fisher takes a look at ball 1. Just 1 out. Lobestall still out there for Onsted as Coach Randall has 1 foot out into the field, out of the dugout. You got to expect if Lobestall loses another batter, it might be the end of his night. Spencer Fisher watches strike 2. So the count moves to 1-2. And Lobestall has not been good in these situations, has given up a lot of 2-strike hits. And there goes the runners. Jones takes off for second, but the hit and run doesn't work out as Fisher pops it up and out of play. There goes Jones again. This time he watches it. Throw down is not in time, off of the mark from Tyree, and Jones slides in safely. So now we've got just the runner at second for Spencer Fisher. That runner represents the tying run and what keeps Blissfield's LCAA championship hopes alive as Fisher watches ball number 3. Now it's a full count.
Full count with 1 out and runner on second now for the Royals.
There's a ground ball right back at Lobestall. There's going to get him at first base, but Jones will take third easily. Lobestall didn't even think to look back at Jones. Lobestall just elected to take the out.
1 more out, and the Onsted will be crowned champions.
So now it comes down to this as Randall calls time and is going to make his way out to the mound.
Probably just to calm down his pitcher from any nerves that might be happening or excitement in the last out that they need in order to get this championship.
Some conversation going on. It will definitely be interesting to see what happens. Looks like they are going to make a change as Lobestall has passed the ball on. They're going to put Pat Iott. No, they're not. We're going to stay with Lobestall. Yes, okay, we're going to stay with Lobestall. So they're going to leave it in their best pitcher's hands. And arguably one of the best hitters on this Blissfield team is coming to the plate. Can you ask for anything better than this, folks? Lucas Rogers with 2 outs in the tying run and the championship saving run 90 feet away. Ball 1 outside and low.
It'll be interesting to see if the batter is any jittery and goes for pitches he probably shouldn't just because of how much is riding on this.
Well, I'll tell you what, my heart's in my throat, so I'm assuming he's going to be feeling something down there. There's strike 1 at the knees. 1-1 the count now. 2 outs. Might we remind you, the winning run is in the form of Joe Jones, who is standing at third base, or the tying run, excuse me, is standing at third base as there's strike 2.
1 more strike. It's all they need.
Indeed. Blissfield is down to their final strike. 1-2. We'll see what Lobestall goes with here, whether he decides to power it by him or change it up a little bit. Here's the pitch. Popped up into the right field. Ranging over is Henry. He seems to be under it. He's got it. And Onsted, for the first time in program history, are LCAA champions.
A very close game and a great win, and very important win for the Onsted team. Very important to them as a team to get their first championship in their program history.
As you said, so close last year. They were in the position that Blissfield's in right now. So close. It came down to the final game almost. And you got to feel for the Royals. I know Onsted knows where they're coming from. Just a well-fought game for both teams. And if you're Onsted, you got to be feeling proud. If you're Blissfield, you got to be hungry. Because now you got to focus on playoffs, focus on districts, and making sure you take care of business there. So rejoicement for Onsted, the Wildcats. Again, first time in program history taking the LCAA championship. They did it at their rivals field against Blissfield. We'll be right back with the LSN postgame show, including player comments, coach comments, and our LSN player of the game. Don't go anywhere, guys. You're watching high school varsity baseball only on LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
The odds of this boy achieving his dream in fashion? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Hello, welcome back to the LSN postgame show. I'm Sean Kane alongside Jacob Trentman. And in the post of the LCAA championship, Onsted beating Blissfield for that championship, their second one in program history, their first one since 1973. A great accomplishment for them, a heck of a season. You said 24 out of 25 wins now, or 24 out of 26 wins to end the season. Fantastic back end of the season for them. They've got to be proud of their accomplishments, but I think they're not done yet. What have you got on them today?
They've had a great run, especially since they were able to win the championship today, the second one in over 40 years it's taken them to win this one. It was a hard-fought 3-2 win against Blissfield. They got, I'd say, unlucky for the second run earned against them, and it was a very hard-fought match by both sides, and they were lucky to get away with the win. I'm here with Coach Matt Randall. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you very much.
How does it feel to have the only second championship win in over 40 years?
I mean, it feels great. I'm just happy we were able to get it done, and I'm happy for the players. They've been through so much adversity on and off the field, and to bring this to the Onsted community and Onsted High School and all the support we've got means a ton, and this goes for everybody and all the alumni that's ever played at Onsted. It's a tough road to win an LCAA title. It really is, and I'm just glad we were able to bring it home today.
Okay, one last congratulations, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Sean.
All right, well, thank you, Jacob, and of course, thank you to Coach Randall. A great coaching performance out of him. I switched some things around there, late in the game. Decided to stay with Scott Lobestall, who actually is our LSN player of the game. He came out there, went out to go. I don't know what was said in that mound meeting, to be honest with you, but there was definitely some question on whether Scott should stay in or not. He stuck with Scott. I'm sure Scott had a little bit to say in that, but Lobestall got the job done, and it's the main reason why he is our LSN player of the game. 7 innings pitched, a complete game, 3 strikeouts in that span, only gave up 2 earned runs, an absolute dominant performance, which we expect out of Lobestall throughout this entire season. And we are here with Scott Lobestall himself. Scott, a championship performance out of you this time. You had some good defense behind you today. I had a lot of help from your infield. Hunt out in center field made a couple nice plays. What can you touch on the guys behind you?
Well, it's been a solid performance from our defense all year, and I mean, I don't expect anything less. They're just solid in and out, and every time I get a ball hit, I can just feel comfortable that the play's going to be made.
Now, when you came out there, your approach to the Blissfield batters, a very good hitting team, a team that put up 4 runs in that first game. You guys couldn't match that. What was your take on how you went out there, how you performed?
I went out trying to get ahead of the batter, but I mean, they're solid all the way around. So that's saying I only had 3 Ks, but I mean, every kid on the team hit the ball and hit it hard.
All right, well, thank you. Congratulations again. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
For the entire Lenawee Sports crew, I'm Jacob Trentman saying thank you for watching this evening. The Onsted Wildcats win it tonight, beating the Blissfield Royals by a final score of 3-2.
In our next game, Lenawee Sports will be covering both baseball and girls soccer postseason. Check out LISD TV's Facebook and Twitter page for our postseason coverage schedule. With that said, we would like to remind you, get connected to LISD TV on Facebook and Twitter for LSN's coverage schedule. Also, check us out on YouTube and subscribe to LISD TV's channel for this and our other full game broadcasts. This has been a presentation of LSN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Davis bounced it off his head, and I don't think that was an accident.
You've got a tie atop the LCAA standings. Count that baby in a foul. The first time they've been there in 61 years. Morency is going to the President's Center.
And I think this is pretty much over.
Blissfield Royals, district champions.